Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 36 of the My Son the Traitor series. Today's episode, we are following on. It is a new year, new WCW. Essentially, that's what we're gonna be going for today, anyway. So first things first, we've got a little bit of work to do in relation to storylines. So what I want to do, we only have one day between this day, which is, I think it's essentially the day after Starrcade. So theoretically, Nitro is actually tonight. If you did miss the last episodes, spoilers obviously on screen now. Got a 92 rated show. It was probably our best show we've ever done. 89 rated main event match for the World Heavyweight title. 91 rated United States title match there. We also had a lot of champions, a lot of new champions on the show. So we'll be booking a lot of those today and trying to make progress. We also have Jerry Lawler. I didn't really go over this last episode either, but he currently has morale issues, so I'm going to have to deal with that. I did say I was going to give him a fine. I might just use him and praise him going forward. The fact that he's annoyed is actually going to hurt his angles and matches that he's involved in, so maybe I will give him I want to give him a bonus, but then again, I don't really want to because it's going to be very expensive. We'll see how he goes for this show and if he actually gets a penalty for every match that he's involved in as an announcer, essentially. So I'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, let's do contracts first because there are a few people here I want to re-sign. So David Flair going to renegotiate. We'll give him 5 years. I don't think that's too much of an ask. We won't cover his travel. We'll try and get as little merchandise as possible. He wants 10,000 per month. I'll do it because I want to make David Flair my project. I think he's got the name factor, so I want to try and make sure that with the Flair name comes a pretty good worker. And I could see him being like a TV champion, maybe a United States champion down the line at some stage. And who knows? He might potentially become a tag team champion as well. Anyway, so he's sorted. Obviously, Jimmy Yang, very talented. Want to make sure he's re-signed for both the tag division and for the cruiserweight division as well. So I'm assuming he's going to want 10K as well. Looking at it, I can probably give Jimmy, because Jimmy's not actually going to be. He's not actually going to be one of my projects. He's more of just a roster filler. He's a very good roster filler at that. I'll give him a 3-year contract. It's nothing too serious, and that works out nicely. Same thing for Sanders. He's a little bit older, Sanders, and probably not as good. I might just give him a 2-year contract as well. I don't think I'll be able to go any cheaper than that, though. So not covered. And we'll give him that contract there. He's just another good one for the Cruiserweight division. And he'll be taking on Rey Mysterio in the coming months. Paisley and, where is he? Lash LaRue. They are both going to be leaving the company. As we try and, make up a few roster spots. Paisley's obviously Charmel, Booker T's eventual wife. Are they actually in a relationship at the moment? They are. Interesting. I might re-sign her. Although, why would I do that? See, my thought process behind this is if she breaks up with Booker T for some reason, it could cause a lot of issues for us in the backstage area. Booker T could eventually start having sort of negative relationships with other people if she cheats on him or does anything silly like that. The way the game works is it'll punish our roster for it, and then we'll potentially have to let people go, or I can just let her go. It doesn't really get that opportunity, and then we don't really have a risk of that happening. I think I'm going to go with that. I think we're just going to let her go as well. Actually, I think that's a good idea. Anyway, let's do storylines. So, World Heavyweight. We're going to be removing Canyon, so Canyon's already got something to do. And for this month, for Sin, which is our pay-per-view at the end of the month, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero rematch for the World Heavyweight title. United States, Rob Van Dam is going to be exiting this storyline. And Chavo is going to have a new opponent. Who that opponent is, at this point in time, I have no idea. Because we need a face. I'm thinking Hugh Morris, but that in itself doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. Who does make a lot of sense, and I did say this on the pay-per-view last episode, I don't know if it's the right time to do it, but we're going to do it anyway. So the Kingdom, Sean O'Haire picked up a massive victory over Jerry Lawler at the pay-per-view. So therefore, I think Sean O'Haire probably deserves a United States title match. So that's what we'll do here. So Sean O'Haire, add him in there. He got a little bit of popularity as a result of that win over Jerry Lawler as well. So that's a good one. Cruiserweight, this one's pretty much just going to continue. Yes, in a weird way, we could maybe... Like, part of me thinks maybe I should just chuck Rey Mysterio in with the Psycho Ripper, the alter ego storyline we got going on at the moment. We're going to add George Estrada into this one straight away. As the possible tag team partner for Super Crazy. But we will sign the Real Psychosis as well. So, Jarrett DDP. This one, I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm going to remove DDP from that one. And, all right, let's just go back to Cruiserweight. Do we have any other Cruiserweights around that are heels? Not really. And Jason Jett is probably someone I would like to turn. He's actually better as a heel anyway, so he's a middleweight. Disregard. I don't know why, but I legit thought he was a lightweight there. All right, World Tag Team. We're gonna. Where are we at? I'm gonna take Chaz and D'Lo out of this one from Dream to Nightmare. I'm gonna add them back into the World Tag Team, and then we're gonna run a new tag team title storyline. Fully blooded Italians. I've got to come back to this one. I might leave Hugh Morris in there for now. They might keep going potentially. Team Canada, this one's going to continue for one more month. We're going to have another big. We're going to have a technical masterclass between American Dragon and Lance Storm before we eventually move Lance Storm back into like a main event title storyline. The Kingdom, we need to obviously do something with that as well. Buffs Redemption. I don't know about Buffs Redemption at the moment either. That one's been a weird one for a couple of months. Dream to Nightmare, that one can continue for now. We'll change a few people around in there. Another storyline I need to do is we might get rid of. See, the problem I have at the moment is I have too many heels. I think Buffs Redemption, we're gonna put Rob Van Dam in there. Should be a good match for the pay-per-view. The Kingdom is... Who do we have in the Kingdom? Part of me wants to have Jeff Jarrett somebody good, but I don't have enough faces to sort of do this storyline properly. And that's going to leave me without someone for the Kingdom storyline as well. What I could do is maybe have Awesome come out of this one. And we have... I'll alter this storyline. Maybe fight 2B, the #1 contender. So I'm going to have, I think, 4 people in this one as well. So Jarrett, Canyon, yes, DDP. Theoretically, I'd like another face, but we don't actually have any more faces in there. Yeah, I really need Test. I'm really upset that he got injured. I know he's a heel anyway, but him getting injured has really thrown out my plans, at least for the Kingdom. I know, spoilers, but Test was going to be a part of that stable, and now I've had to sort of rethink everything. I thought about going with someone else that might be of a similar mold, but I want him to have his own separate stable down the line eventually. And I won't give those storyline plans away yet. I mean, we can do a triple threat, I guess, between those 3. It's kind of a little bit weird because obviously Canyon was involved with the World Heavyweight title storyline just previous. But that's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Maybe I need to potentially turn Jarrett, maybe. I need to turn someone. That's the big problem we have, because now that I've made Eddie Guerrero World Heavyweight Champion, we don't have enough high level like faces to be versing him, because RVD is not ready yet. He lost way too much popularity as a result of Starrcade. So a little bit frustrating. We might have to just work on these storylines as we go. I mean, D'Lo is not even really ready to get into the upper mid card yet either. And like, theoretically, I'd like to push Sean O'Haire now, because if we look at Sean O'Haire's popularity, he gained a lot last month. He's up to he's just about to hit 60s pretty much everywhere. A couple of 60s already. He gained roughly, 9 points of popularity in every region. So he's on a decent run, and he could very well be an eventual title contender. I mean, Lance is a better heel. Was better as a heel. Obviously, we turned Johnny the Bull, so I can't even really have him eventually come up. Ray's going to be stuck in the cruiserweights as well for a while. It's just it's a bit tough. I probably I went with a risk, because originally I was going to just keep the world heavyweight title on Booker T and run with him for another few months, but I made the decision to give Eddie a chance. Despite his personal issues he's got going on at the moment, and the negative that comes with that. I think we'll run with Fully Blooded Italians again. And we'll just continue that one into Sin. Maybe even a tag team match with you and someone else. If I've got any other half-decent faces left. I don't think I do. I mean, I've got Cena, but I don't really want Cena to be involved in that match yet. Could do Ricky Steamboat. He's retired. Disregard. I thought he was still an occasional. I guess not. Could do Shane, but then Shane's way too over. Yeah, I think from Dream to Nightmare, we might take a little rest on Dustin and Dusty, which is fine. They don't need to be involved every single month. Just the Kingdom. The Kingdom's the one that I want to try and progress, but maybe I just have to wait a little while longer. I'll just have a few more Jerry Lawler promos potentially, and we'll go from there. So let's advance. I'd love to get Jericho. Oh, it'd be so good. And one thing I did say in the comments was that I'm pretty much going to do a tour of America now. Now that we're big size, we can afford to sort of go around to every region. So we're going to the Great Lakes tonight for today's show. Looking for a decent sized venue. We've got a 14,000 for Cincinnati, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. I kind of like that one better, actually. We're nearly gonna sell that bad boy out. Pontiac Silverdome, Michigan. Big venue. You got Evansville, Indiana. Pretty cool. Go to Indiana. Got on Michigan's arena there. 10,000. Yeah, we probably want a little bit bigger than 10,000. Which one was it? I think it was that one. The Henry J. Goodman Arena. Done. Alright, so, main event. The match we've all seen before. Booker T taking on Diamond Dallas Page. This one's 16. Hopefully we can still do 16 with DDP. And essentially this one is a battle for the #1 contendership. Obviously, Booker's essentially got a rematch clause in his contract as he was world champion for a prolonged period of time. DDP beat Jarrett. I believe he beat Jarrett at the pay-per-view. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, so DDP beat Jarrett, became the #1 contender as a result of that, and then yeah, Booker T wants his rematch. DDP wants his match at the pay-per-view, and as such, a match is booked. So what I'll do to kick the show off then is actually have Shane. Actually, we'll have Booker. We'll have Booker and Diamond Dallas Page along with the new champion Eddie Guerrero, and then we'll have Shane McMahon come out as well. It's all 4 people on the show. And we haven't really seen Shane for a little while, so happy with that. So that kicks off the show. Main event is booked as a result of that match. We'll have a Booker and Eddie angle to close the show. So that'll go post-match. Then pre-match, I want to have Diamond Dallas Page by himself. He'll cut his angle onto Booker, who's his opponent, but I guess he can cut it on both Eddie and Booker. Cool. Doesn't want a script. Cool. Alright, so that's the main event. That is literally the main event scene booked out. US, we need a competitor for Chavo. So what I want to do, I think, is just have a little warm-up match for Chavo. He can actually verse David Flair. It's not a bad little match for him to have. A little short 6-minute match. Guerrero getting the win. It'll be non-title. We don't want to give away free title matches on the TV too much. But there we go. Yep. And then what I'll do with that is I'll have Chavo cutting an angle post-match, which is obviously answered by Sean O'Haire. Cool. So I'll go like this. I'll write this one out a little bit. So Chavo wants opponent, I guess challenger for US title. And Sean O'Haire claims, to be #1 contender. Which technically he is, technically. But there'll be a little bit more follow-up with this one. That'll go post-match. What else do we need to do? I think I want to give RVD a win. Let's go Rob Van Dam. Take on maybe like a PCO. Yeah. That works. RVD getting the win. Script, decisive. I think I'll chuck a distraction on there as well. RVD will go Kevin Steen. Yep. I mean, it advances the storyline. Probably the right thing to do there. Go there. I'll just chuck an RVD angle. I'll just chuck it by himself for now. He doesn't really need to have it be on somebody at the moment. Guess we could have a post-match attack maybe from Buff. Go selling. Just go Buff Bagwell. Attacks Rob Van Dam post-match. Nice. Alright, what else have we got? Essentially, I need to have like a #1 contenders match. Trying to think of like who to even do. Let's do this. I need to go back to tag teams. So we got FBI, but I want to make some new teams. So I want to have Johnny the Bull and Guido. So I'll add them two together. Then I'll add, I think I want to add Johnny and Vito together as well. They can be 3. Is there no way that I can just add them as a new team under that name? That does make a lot of sense. Why can't I just not add them as a new team? I guess we can just go in and just change their name, assuming. Mamelukes. Prefer it to be the other way around, but maybe we just run with the Mamelukes. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really fit what I want it to be, if that makes sense. Let me just change these to units as well. I want it to be fully blooded Italians 3. It's just an easier way to keep track of the stable. World Hardcore. Interesting. Alright, so what I'll do is we're going to go like this. We're going to go Jindrak and Stasiak. Yep. Taking on fully blooded Italians 2. It'll all make sense in a minute. Number 1 contenders match. Gonna have Stasiak win. Guido is going to lose. Gonna be tainted. Outside interference finish onto Guido by Hugh Morris. That works pretty well. Pretty well. Alright. So before that one, we'll just go with fully blooded Italians together. I think I'd prefer it to be this. Maybe that Tracy and that big Vito. I think Vito can talk. He's not terrible. I might even have Hubie off screen for this one as well. And they can be talking about their pay-per-view victory and how they want to become tag team champions. I like that. We'll do some of the cruiserweights. I think we will just go Sanders as Ray's first opponent. But for this one, what we'll do is we'll have a one-on-one, just a pay-per-view rematch, essentially. So Ray, the new champion, taking on the former champion in Shane Helms. That one's 6 minutes. Again, I probably want to make it the high spots match, but it's probably a little bit... Maybe just steal the show instead of high spots. Because yeah. Your steal the show match doesn't need to be... I don't think it needs to be to a hot crowd. I'll chuck it a little bit further back. Maybe after... Yeah, I'll chuck it after Buff's attack on RVD. And then what I'll do in the match is have interference. Not going to like lead to the end of the match. It's going to finish as a decisive finish anyway. But what I'll do is I'll have both of them be attacked by Sanders. So we'll do it that way. Cool. I mean, with that, I could probably do a Sanders promo if he's good enough. I don't really want to, but I feel like I kind of need to. He's actually got really good entertainment stats. He's also got good color commentary, which is random. Must be a color commentator eventually. So I have Sanders cut a promo onto Ray and onto Shane. We can actually let's do a triple entertainment. Yeah, that works better. Have that go post-match, perfect. What I'll call this one is... I'll call this one a War of Words. If I can spell it properly. So that all looks pretty good. What else have we got? Team Canada, we already know how much we need to continue to push that one. We already sort of know what's going on with it. Alter Ego, we need to get this one a bit better detail. So what I want to do, because we need to give Super Crazy a win, is literally Super Crazy versus, yes, Jorge Estrada. I know he's got that chilly momentum, but we'll try and get it back a little bit. Eventually. not this month, but eventually. So script that, decisive that. Yeah. Getting a win back there, Super Crazy. Chuck that one there. And then we'll go a Psycho Ripper, Jorge Estrada, and we'll have Super Crazy in there as well. Cool. That all works pretty well. What else? We've literally probably just got this one. I guess we got the World TV title. I'll literally just do a 6-minute match for that one. So we'll do that. We'll have AJ be the first competitor, one-on-one, with Vader's newly won World TV title. Ooh, we're running low on time. I'll chuck that back down to 5 because I want to have an angle elsewhere on the show. Somewhere in here. It's going to be Jeff Jarrett and Canyon together. Let's do this. So Canyon first, Jeff here. Canyon feels like he's being overlooked. By WCW. And then Jeff Jarrett challenges him to match. We go back and get rid of that stupid there. Cool. And I'll try and there's no point in scripting them. Yeah, I didn't think Jarrett would want to be scripted in that scenario. I'll just chuck it a little bit further back in the show. That looks pretty good overall. We just need to get our matches properly booked. So we need a Wild Brawl and a storytelling match. Probably could do the Wild Brawl here. Is RBD going to get a good enough rating though for it? He is hoping. And then storytelling will go these two. Yeah, we'll go storytelling. Done. All right, the show is ready. Go cheeky little pre-show match. Faces. Let's go with Punk and Yeah, I'll go Gold Bond Mafia, I guess. And they can take on the heel team of Vito and Tracy, who technically aren't actually in a tag team properly, but there you go. CM Punk the win. Nice and decisive. And then we'll go another pre-show tag. Who have we got here? Go Team Canada 1. And they can take on American Dragon and Billy Kidman, I think. Should be a good match. And I'll give the win to Lance. The loser can be American Dragon. It's actually going to advance the storyline, but there we go. That is Nitro number 1 of 2002. Looks pretty good. Let's start the show. Alright, so we start off with a 57 rated tag team match where we have Gold Bond Mafia defeating Big Vito and Tracy Smothers in 12:30 when CM Punk pinned Tracy Smothers with a top rope pedigree. Great chemistry there for Gold Bond. I might change their name to the Second City Saints, as I'm sure they were called in real life, so get that done. And the second pre-show tag match getting us a 74 rating, where we have Team Canada 1 defeating American Dragon and Billy Kidman when Lance Storm submitted American Dragon with a single leg Boston Crab. Good match. Do we have the negative? Or doesn't look like it. All right, let's we'll run the normal show and see if we have any negatives from Jerry Lawler as a result of his morale issues he's got at the moment with us. All right, here we go. Starting off with a 99 rated angle where we have Booker T, of course, former world champion, current, well, technically number 1 contender Diamond Dallas Page, and Eddie Guerrero, all three in the ring arguing about who's going to be getting the next title shot for Eddie Guerrero's newly won World Heavyweight title. Shane McMahon obviously coming out, gets to the bottom of it, says, if you're both willing to put it on the line tonight, your rematch clause, Booker, your number 1 contendership, Diamond Dallas Page, put it both on the line, winner takes all in tonight's main event, and the winner will go on to Sin to take on Eddie Guerrero for the World Heavyweight title. Yeah, really good angle. We then move into our World TV title match, getting us a 57 rating. We have Vader defeating AJ Styles in 4:41 by pinfall with a Vader bomb. And we have Vader making defense number 1 of his newly won World Television title. We've got two title matches on tonight's card as well, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, we're pretty much going to have one on every TV show, more or less, at the moment, with the World TV title making its return. Good match, though. I think Vader was the right choice, at least for the start of the World TV title, sorry. All right, we then go into a 50 rated angle with the fully blooded Italians, of course, Johnny, Guido, Vito, and Smothers. And yeah, they're all talking about their victory in the FBI locker room backstage, their big victory over Hugh Morris, and the fact that Guido and Johnny have a number 1 contenders World Tag Team title match tonight, up next, actually. That match also getting us a 57 rating where we have Jindrak and Stasiak defeating fully blooded Italians in 6:02 when Sean Stasiak pinned Little Guido with a fisherman suplex following interference from Hugh Morris. Yeah, Hugh not taking too kindly to the words being said in that last segment, and he's come out to the ring and essentially struck Guido to the head, boom, hits him with a right hand. And then Sean Stasiak manages to get the advantage, hits his finisher, and Jindrak and Stasiak are our new number 1 contenders for Lowdown's World Tag Team titles. We then go into a 35 rated angle, bit of a stinker this one. understandable as well to a certain extent. And it's a Psycho Ripper and his new friend, shall we say, on the scene, Jorge Estrada. And yeah, they cut a promo onto Super Crazy. And then, of course, Super Crazy wants a match against Estrada, and the match is official. The match itself does actually really well. We get a 53 rated match. I thought that was going to be a little bit lower. I thought maybe 40s, like mid 40s. So 53 I'm actually quite happy with. But we have Super Crazy defeating Jorge Estrada in 5:43 by pinfall with a moonsault, getting a little bit of revenge for his loss to Psycho Ripper at Starrcade. But yeah, great chemistry for Super Crazy and Estrada. Good stuff. I love seeing that, the chemistry. All right, we then go into an 85 rated angle, good rating for RVD. I'm just cutting a promo by himself, says he's looking to bounce back after losing his United States title. Just a little bit of a sob story, but more just him trying to maintain that he's going to get back on the right track. And I guess maybe during the promo, what we'll run with is Rob Van Dam mentions redemption. He mentions redemption, which is going to kick off the whole storyline with Buff Bagwell. I think that's a good way to go about it, because technically it's Buff Bagwell's redemption tour. That's what the title of the storyline's been for like the last 6-7 months. So that works out rather well. We then go into a 79 rated Wild Brawl match. 79. Rob Van Dam defeating PCO in 5:34 by pinfall with a frog splash. And then during the match, we also had Kevin Steen distract Rob Van Dam. Yeah, big win. Big match. Really, really good match. And that was the Wild Brawl. So usually the Wild Brawls are, a bit of a lower rated match, like a 50 plus, between 50 and 60 maybe. So that's unexpected. Then again, it is RVD. And then to kick off this storyline properly, we get another 85 rated angle. We have Buff Bagwell running out and attacking RVD post-match as he's on the ropes, giving the old RVD, and he's celebrating with the fans. And yeah, Buff just smashes him, gets a steel chair, beats him down a few times. And yeah, Buff looks like he's snapped. Happy with that though. Very good rating. We then go into a 92 rated angle with Canyon. Canyon comes out, starts talking about how he feels like he's been overlooked by WCW. Obviously, he was involved in that world title match at Starrcade. And now he thinks he believes that he's not even in the mention to have an opportunity for the world title, which technically he's not. He's not actually involved yet. So, yeah, it's DDP, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero, I guess Shane to a lesser extent. But yeah, Jeff Jarrett comes out, basically says the exact same thing, says that he should have beaten DDP and essentially had DDP's spot here tonight, and essentially been challenging Booker T to become the number one contender, the official number one contender. And yeah, Jarrett challenges Canyon to a match next week. We'll get that one booked in as well on the next episode. So yeah, 92 rated, very good. We then go into a 70 rated match. This one's a lot better than their match at the pay-per-view, I believe. I think it was on like a 58 or a 59, I think. But here we have Rey Mysterio Jr. defeating Shane Helms in 5:45 by pinfall with a Frankensteiner. And then during the match, we also had Mike Sanders run in and attack Rey, and also attack Shane Helms as well. But Rey pulls through. After the interference, he gets the 1-2-3 over Helms, and he makes defense number 1 of his WCW World Cruiserweight title. So good win there. Beats the former champion. The rematch clause on Nitro, on TV. Really good match. Steal the show. And we move on. Go into a 48 rated angle where we have a war of words between Sanders, Mysterio, and Helms. Sanders says, why does Helms think he can just keep getting title shot after title shot? Same thing with Rey Mysterio. The only reason he won the title at Starrcade is because he had multiple opportunities. And Sanders says he wants to be involved. He wants to get his hands on Rey Mysterio one-on-one in a match for the Cruiserweight title. Yeah, we move on. Wow. 75 rated match. We have Chavo Guerrero Jr. defeating David Flair in 626 by pinfall with a Tornado DDT. Chavo pulling David Flair to a 75. That is insane. Really good match. Obviously non-title, but yeah. Making the right choice, I think. He's going to be a good little project for me, David Flair. We then go into the subsequent, or the post-match angle. We get a 75 rating for this one as well. So the angle and the match, very happy with that. And Chavo wants a challenger. He wants a challenger for his United States title. We have Sean O'Haire coming out. He claims that he's technically the number one contender as he got a massive victory over Jerry Lawler at Starrcade. And, I guess O'Haire's reason for being in that match was that Lawler essentially said that if he loses, if Sean O'Haire beats him in that match, he'll try and get him a United States title match, as that was what he put on the line. And of course, if Sean lost, he would have essentially joined the Kingdom. So it was a bit of a fair trade. And O'Haire believes, or he states that he is the number one contender for the US title. We then go into a 100 rated angle from Diamond Dallas Page by himself, using the Freedom Off script very well. And yeah, cuts a promo onto Booker T and Eddie Guerrero. 100 rated. And the main event match, it bombs. Absolutely bombs. We get a 75 rated match. Booker T defeating Diamond Dallas Page in 1627 by pinfall with a bookend. Apparently DDP's gimmick is getting stale. I need to tweak that one. And then, yeah, Booker T was just off his game. So I haven't really seen that very often. I don't think I've ever seen that from Booker. I know he's a little bit inconsistent, but yeah, I mean, we've got quite a few penalties in there. Inconsistency for Booker, obviously. Declining physical ability there for DDP. Face-face combination. No storyline. I didn't have any involvement in there. Probably should have had Eddie at ringside. That would have made a lot more sense as well. Bit of bad booking there by me. And then, yeah, low experience for the announce team. Doesn't look like there's any penalties for Jerry Lawler. So I'm actually relatively happy with that. Maybe if he has an angle himself, he may be affected, potentially. Anyway, we've got another angle here to finish off the show. Our two competitors for the World Heavyweight title. We get another 100 rated angle. This one with Booker T and the World Heavyweight Champion, Eddie Guerrero. And yeah, just together, cutting a promo on each other. Basically, Booker says he's got his rematch. And, he's jumped through the hoops that Eddie has essentially put in front of him. And Booker says he's going to win his world title back. And Eddie says, not happening, Holmes. And yeah, we finish the show off. It's an average show. It's 86 rated, which is, it's still a good show. Don't get me wrong. But the main event's tanked it a little bit there. That's 75. I mean, you look at the RVD match, better rated by 4 points. And that was just a wild brawl sort of throwaway. A little bit frustrating, that one. A little bit. But everything else, I think the storylines for the most part are very good. RVD putting in some really good work on that show. Same thing with like Rey Mysterio. Chavito, incredible. Part of the reason why we're pushing him up the card as well. But yeah, 86. It's a good Nitro. First Nitro of the new year. Obviously, most of our storylines we've sort of changed a little bit. Yeah, increased popularity in 42 regions. 42 is... I don't think that's every single one. I think that's everyone except for Mid-Atlantic and Southeast, I think. In the US anyway. What did Raw get? Raw got a 79. So we didn't do too well, but we did a hell of a lot better than Raw is War. So, yeah. I mean, they had better matches. Benoit and Undertaker defeating Hardy Boys. That's a good match. I mean, Scott Hall and the Dudley Boys defeating William Regal and the APA. Fair enough. Fair enough. We still smashed them, though. 7 points. Happy with that. We don't really have anything to go over. I'm going to make a signing between episodes. Oh, Great Lakes actually went up to 81. That's the first point that we've actually had go up by itself in the US. Because usually it's Southeast and Mid-Atlantic together, and then all these other regions are usually together as well. Interesting. Interesting. I think they've all gone up about a point as well, for the most part. 50, 57, 53, yeah, they've all gone up. So Canada's getting up there. I mean, there's other regions, and they're not doing great. I mean, Oceania is at over 30 now, which is good. It's good progress. 6 points, or mostly 6 points, since we started the series, so happy with that. 1.56, just under 1.2 million viewers there on TV. One thing I want to take a look at, we'll take a look at the creative meeting. So Eddie Guerrero is now number 1. Still at 84 pop. Booker still at 87. Fine, DDP. Still sort of 76 and 78 between those. Which is slightly up. Yeah, those 78s were 77s, so good stuff. He's actually improved as a result of that promo, or that match as well. I guess technically 2 promos. Jarrett's 76s, he up at all? Nah, not really. And then Canyon. 75s, I think he went up a point. No, it was already there. He did gain about 3 points from last month, though, which is good. So, yeah, next episode's main event. Jeff Jarrett taking on Canyon. That one will be advancing a storyline, so it won't get a penalty for that. But it'll still get the heel versus heel penalty, which is perfectly fine. But we will have a new signing next episode as well. I might do that one now, if I can remember his name. Psychosis, but his name... Not Psychosis. I think it starts with M. I might just do it next episode, because I honestly cannot remember his name. La Parker was another one that people wanted me to bring in. I don't know. I don't think Maligno is actually La Parker. I think LA Park is the original. I think he's the original there. And I'm very tempted to bring him in as well. Very tempted. Is he a heel? Better as a babyface. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, we'll work all that out next episode, and we're going to sign Psychosis. So the real Psychosis that I should have signed originally. But all in all, I think it's actually been relatively successful. We had them as a tag team for a little while. They never won the World Tag Team titles, which is fine. Which I guess essentially led to that storyline creating and Psycho Ripper emerging out of Psychosis, the alter ego. Yeah, anyway, that's going to wrap the episode up, guys. If you could drop a like, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel as well. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.